Have you ever noticed how the loudest person in the room is rarely the most respected? How does the person who brags the most often have the least to show for it? There's a reason for that. Real confidence doesn't need to announce itself. It doesn't need validation. And today, I'm going to show you why the most confident people you'll ever meet are often the quietest ones in the room. So here's the thing. We live in a world that's obsessed with noise. Social media has convinced us that if we're not constantly talking, posting, or showing off, we're somehow falling behind. Everyone's screaming for attention. Everyone's trying to prove something. But the truth? The people who are truly secure in themselves don't feel the need to do any of that. They're calm. They're collected. And they understand something most people don't. Silence is power. Now, before you think I'm telling you to just shut up and never speak again, that's not what this is about. This is about understanding the psychology behind real confidence. It's about learning when to speak and when to let your presence do the talking. Because once you understand this, you'll start to see the world differently. You'll start to carry yourself differently. So let's break this down. First reason, confident people don't need external validation. Think about it. Why do people talk so much? Why do they constantly need to tell you about their accomplishments, their plans, their opinions on everything? It's simple. They're seeking approval. They need you to agree with them, to pat them on the back, to tell them they're doing great. But confident people, they already know their worth. They don't need you to confirm it. They're not looking for applause. They're not fishing for compliments. They've already validated themselves internally, so they don't need to broadcast every little thing to feel secure. Imagine two people at a party. One person is going around telling everyone about their new car, their promotion, and how hard they've been working. The other person is just there, relaxed, listening, maybe cracking a joke here and there. Who do you respect more by the end of the night? Exactly, the quiet one. Because their confidence isn't dependent on your reaction. And that's magnetic. Second reason, they're too busy observing and learning. Here's something most people miss. When you're constantly talking, you're not listening. And when you're not listening, you're not learning. Confident people understand that real growth comes from observation. They watch how people act. They pick up on body language. They listen to what's not being said. They're strategic. They know that the more they observe, the sharper they become. Let me give you an example. You're in a business meeting. One guy is dominating the conversation, throwing out idea after idea, trying to sound smart. The other person says almost nothing. But when they do speak, everyone leans in. Why? Because they've been listening the whole time. They've absorbed the room. And when they finally contribute, it's precise, it's powerful, and it cuts through all the noise. That's the difference. Talking less doesn't mean you have less to say. It means you know when to say it. Third reason, they don't feel threatened by silence. Most people are terrified of silence. They feel awkward. They feel like they need to fill every gap in the conversation with words, even if those words mean nothing. But confident people, they're comfortable in silence. They don't panic when there's a pause. They don't ramble just to avoid discomfort. They understand that silence can be more powerful than any words. Think about the last time you were in an uncomfortable silence with someone. Who broke first? Probably the least secure person, because silence forces you to sit with yourself. And if you're not confident in who you are, that's unbearable. But if you're confident, silence is just another form of communication. It shows control. It shows that you're not desperate to be liked or heard. And people respect that. Fourth reason, their actions speak louder than their words. Here's the ultimate truth. Confident people don't need to tell you what they're going to do because they're already doing it. They're not announcing their goals to the world. They're not posting motivational quotes every day about the grind. They're quietly putting in the work. And when the results show up, they let those results do the talking. You want to know who's really confident? It's the person who disappears for 6 months and comes back in the best shape of their life. It's the person who doesn't tell you about their business idea until it's already making money. It's the person who doesn't brag about their relationship because they're actually happy in it. See, insecure people talk about what they're going to do. Confident people just do it. And the difference is night and day. So what's the takeaway here? Stop trying to prove yourself to everyone around you. Stop filling silence with meaningless words just to feel relevant. Real confidence is quiet. It's calm. It's rooted in self-assurance, not external approval. The most powerful people you'll ever meet don't need to tell you they're powerful. You just feel it, and that's what you should be aiming for. Let your presence speak. Let your actions speak. And trust me, people will notice. Now here's what I want you to do. Take a moment and think about how you've been showing up lately. Are you talking to prove something, or are you secure enough to just be? Drop a comment and let me know your thoughts. And if this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe, because we're just getting started. I'll see you in the next one.